Welcome back, my friends. And I will go with part two of mainstream media article analysis. And I will go with Yahoo Entertainment from March 1st, 2022. And this article is by Tareen Ryder. And it goes like this, the title. Sean Penn walks to Poland border in Ukraine after abandoning car amid Russia attack. So this Sean Penn is a very courageous guy. I spoke with him. I spoke not with him about him a little while ago, and I wondered. I mean, let's start with first with a personal preference, which is just personal. Personal. It's nothing based on his doing or not doing. I don't like the actor. I don't think he's a good actor. I think he has a very limited set of faces and roles that he plays, and I never saw anything in this guy. He never impressed me. This particular mime, the court gesture, like in the medieval times, doesn't impress me. But nevertheless, he's a millionaire, multimillionaire, and so on. So he in this article he talks about what he's doing in Ukraine and a documentary and how the Russians are bad and Ukrainians are perfect. And we know that you always have to listen to it in an argument between two. You listen to both sides, but in this case, all of a sudden we hear only from this side and we take it face value like that's the truth. And if you dare to listen to the other side, you are deemed a traitor, supporter, stooge, whatever terms they use. Like as I'm going to use this again, like a juvenile terminology. I don't like you. You must be this. You must be that. I don't like your idea. I don't like you how you think. I'm going to call you this. You voted for that. I'm going to call you this. All derogatory terms. So I decided to look into Sean Penn, this guy who's very verbal, and I don't know anything about him, but what, a movie or two or three or some. I know he used to uh, be sexually involved with a whore singer, which that's a fact. I mean, her name is Madonna, and yeah, I'm not saying that to denigrate her, but that's what she said. She said I used any methods at my disposal, including sleeping with anybody left and right, just to get ahead. If you know what I mean. So I found out this guy. You know, when someone comes to you and tells you, makes a statement and wants to convince you about something, first thing you say like this: just time out. Is this true? And you verify if what the person wants to convince of it's true. So you need some time to do some research. And the second one is you look at the messenger. So this guy wants to convince you that something, and you think, okay, is the source credible? So is the source credible, and is the information is credible? This is the main thing that you look in an information war of information or knowledge, or if someone wants, like if, for instance, you look at these guys with global warming, with uh, you know um, that tell us about CO2 emissions and so on, and you look at them and like Kerry, former Secretary of State Kerry, and you look and say, okay, but I want to see what you do. Who are you? I mean, okay, the message, let me verify the message. But you try to convince me. And who are you? And you find out he's a multimillionaire who lives in this kind of locations, drive this kind of cars, flies this kind of planes. So then you find out this is, I mean, before you convince me of something, you have to give an example of be the first one, like you used to be in before you were the leader of an army, you were the front going in front of the army and the army was coming behind you. So you had to prove that you do what you ask them to do, and you do it the best. That's why they should follow you. So these guys who fly planes with emissions and so on, they try to convince me to what, buy that kind of car instead of that kind of car. No, no, no. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So I look into Sean Penn's past life to see if he's credible. if he's a person who, if he commits to something, he really stays put on that and he follows it, and he's a man of his word. That means a lot in credibility. If you're a man of your word, uh, I personally do never swear or I give you my word. No, what I say is what I say because I respect myself and I know I'm not gonna lie. I don't have to double do it, triple do it, and say, no, you have my word. No, I swear. If you do all these things, it's like you have to convince the other persons that you have a, you're a moral or you are a truthful person. I don't do that. So I suggest you should not do that because you just lose your value in front of a person who questions your validity. Okay, catch me lying, and then we talk differently. All right. So and the way I go to the marriage to this guy, right? This guy is what, 61? I looked on his biography and I'm going to read here. So he's 61 and he was married three times. That means three times he swore allegiance and love and forever to a woman, and three times, three times he divorced. That means could mean a lot of things, but the first thing is you made a choice, you picked the partner, and then you for whatever reason you realized you made a mistake because you divorced, or she divorced you because you were too good. So it's either you made a mistake and you divorced, you say, well, I made a mistake, man. I picked wrong because she's not what I thought, and look, we doesn't go, that doesn't work out. So we're gonna divorce. I'm gonna divorce her, or I found someone else, and that means another no loyalty. So okay, whatever. I'm not a marriage counselor here. I'm talking. He was three times. Three times he divorced. The problem is in this marriages that he had, he was accused of domestic violence against women. Oh no, no, we can't have it now. We can't have it. I want to hear the feminists, and I want to hear each and every woman that comes right now in front of the TV, the mass media, and tells us about the women and the aggressors, the patriarchy, and so on here in America and all. He is revered right now, but he was a wife beater, how you call it here in America. So that means it was domestic violence, not only about against women. We find out he's a very violent person physically. Again, that's a sign of infantile behavior. I mean, you can't. I mean, I understand as a kid, you can't control yourself because you're a kid. What the hell? But then after a while, you learn to control your uh, violent outbursts. Well, he didn't. He didn't have to because he got money. And I look into this guy's family because I say, okay, let's see where is he coming from. What's this with Ukraine? What's this big love? And I want to discuss is not only the Ukraine big love. And he says here that Sean Penn's father was Jewish, the son of immigrants from the Russian Empire. Now, saying Russian Empire, they don't tell you the exact point. Maybe they were from Ukraine, but nevertheless, his father is Jewish, and his mother was a Catholic of Irish and Italian descent. Okay, so he was. I never knew he was half Jewish, even though his face. I don't want to stereotype or something. Is like always crying or something. I was like, what is this guy? I can't pinpoint him to anything. I mean, he's not African. He's not Norwegian. I don't know what he is. Always, I don't know. I never looked because I didn't care about this guy. I never. Our lives never intersected, even in the entertainment exchange. I never cared about this guy. So I went down and I saw here that in January '89, Madonna, the great wife and cooker, and filed for divorce again, and reportedly withdrew an assault complaint against Penn, um, that he had beaten her at the Malibu, California home during New Year's weekend. Nice to have a party like that. And then he struck her multiple occasions during their marriage and completely outrageous, malicious, and blah, blah, blah. So he did this. Then he married this and that. I'm not going to mention the other ones, important anyway. And But I'm just saying he was married three times, so you make a mistake one, and then you make a mistake another time, and you make the third one, which was the third one I think is in 2020. Let me see. So it's not like a teenage, you make mistakes. So the first one, 85 to 89, it was what 4 years in 4 years, and then the next with Madonna, then Robin Wright from 96 to 2010, which okay, it seems the longest, but 14 years. And then the third one from 2020 to 2021 from right Layla George. So in 2021 he was 60. So he made a decision that he regretted the night after he woke up with after snorting some or drinking some or something. And this is the guy who uh, is kind of lecturing us from Ukraine, and he tells us, it's fine if he wants to do a documentary that's laudable. It's great, but I don't think he's capable. And he's using some moral outrage, when he talks about. All right, let's go further. All right, he filed for divorce, legal issues, legal issues. He got all kind of problems with he visited he stood beside Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez, was a communist, right? He's a bad guy. He interviewed, which is not an illegal, right? Interview one of the Castros, um, Raul Castro, I think it was, from what I read here. Hugo Chavez, and went there. Raul Castro in 2008, traveled to Cuba, and then in 2012 he stood beside Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez, while Venezuela supported the Syrian government during the Syrian uprising. So what's going on? These are both of them are dictators, considered, or what do you want to call them? And he was with them. And then he, in October 2020, Penn tweeted in support of Armenia in regards to the Nagorno-Karabakh war between Armenia and Azerbaijan. He also criticized Turkey's involvement in the conflict and close Turkey-United States ties, while he also endorsed Joe Biden for 2020 as U.S. president. Blah blah blah. He stated when he said all that. Let's see what he stated. He stated, Armenians are being slaughtered by Trump pal Erdogan with weapons we provided. This is not America. Biden for America's new birth. Now, all this, if you unpack it, you realize how far or how close his mind travels. Not far from here to here. Uh, all right, so he talks about Armenians being slaughtered by Trump, Paul Erdogan with weapons we provided. Well, we provide weapons to Saudi Arabia as well, and Saudi Arabia was a very brutal dictatorship, attacks Yemen and kills people over there. I don't hear you saying anything. And then I know that, for instance, Venezuelans are Venezuela is supplied with Russian arms, so Russians are bad and Venezuela is bad. Cuba was a communist country and were supplied with Russian and Chinese weaponry, so they are bad guys. So we pick and choose again. So you have a problem with America, it seems to me, not necessarily with Russia at this time. So, and this is not America. Okay, why don't you tell us what America? Biden is America. How long has he been in politics? Biden, 1,000 years already, and you can tell me how many good things he did. Mention a few for me. That is that America with his family with Ukraine. It seems like Ukraine is more important than United States at this point. So he Penn is the founder of a nonprofit organization, Community Organized Relief Effort, CORE, CORE, which has distributed aid to Haiti following the 2010 earthquake and Hurricane Matthew, as well as administered free COVID-19 tests in the U.S. amid the COVID-19 pandemic. In October 2021, the National Labor Relations Board issued a complaint that Penn and CORE violated federal labor law. I thought he is for us, for the working people, for the Venezuelans, for the Cuban. According to the charge, Penn impliedly threatened his employee. That's great. I want this, and everybody wants me. His employee with so Penn impliedly threatened his employees with reprisals after they complained about working conditions, including 18-hour days and the food provided. Penn, you made them work more than servants and slaves? What's going on here? And food, 18 hours a day. Wow, that's really abuse, isn't it? So this is with his core little nonprofit. And then I looked further here to see. I love people who start from nothing and they make it. They succeed. I remember that Donald Trump, the former president, he was criticized and laughed at that. Hey, his father helped him, and he got an $1 million loan from his father, and blah blah blah. Ha ha ha. He was not successful. Well, the problem is he made from 1 million, he made 14 billion, right? So I think he improved. He went up, and in the meantime, he some of his businesses filed for bankruptcy, but he was never bankrupt. Like you have 100 companies and you file bankruptcy for one, two, or three. You're not bankrupt, but nevertheless, you deal with children. So I look at this guy as, I hate when I see an actor and the actor has relatives in his family. They were actors before him. This is like nepotism, not meritocracy. Like you have, for instance, George Bush. Whole family are politicians. Why, it's just God just dropped a thunder on their household, and all of them were just geniuses. Or Clintons. You have Bill Clinton, then you have Hillary Clinton, and you're gonna have Chelsea Clinton. Just wait, she's ready. So that tells me that these provide for these little geniuses. They provide a right direction, and phone calls and friends and parties and so on. So Sean Penn's father's name is Leonard or Leonard Francis Penn. He was an American actor. I know that, and director, and the father of musician, blah blah blah, and actors Sean Penn and Chris Penn. Oh, so daddy was in business. Okay, well, if his value was already low, now after I read this one was even lower. All right, then let's go to see. All right, and it says here that the father of Sean was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts, the son of a Russian Jewish immigrants. Wow, Russian. No, there's Jews coming from Russia, Russian Jewish immigrants. Maybe they were Jewish and Russian. I don't know. And Elizabeth Melinkov, which is Melinkov, and Maurice Daniel Penn, Lithuanian Jewish family. Lithuanian. Okay. So that's okay. I mean, whatever. But and then we read about his mother. Let's see what his mother was. Uh, Aileen Ryan, born Aileen Anucci, is an American actress and the widow of actor and director Leo Penn, and is the mother of actor Sean Penn. So both parents were actors, and the father was director, and this guy is a genius actor. So for me, it's clear: average guy or below average, helped by parents, and now he's a millionaire based on you, whoever paid for his shitty movies and shitty acting. So I wanted to talk about this guy. So I usually don't do. I don't usually. It's not that, but as I said, if you um, use morality as a place or position where you can talk to other people, like he does in talking about certain people in Russia and Ukraine and in the world. He's very. You have to have a little bit of credentials. You know what I mean? I mean, you can be a criminal and point fingers at other criminals and say, I mean, you can do that, but you can't like, oh, they should go to jail. They're bad. They're bad, but no, not you. That's unfair. So that's why I thought I should look into his biography as a personal interest. I mean, you can disagree with all this, obviously, or you can agree it was just a personal quest for knowledge on my part to clear a little bit who is this guy, what's behind this guy, who is this guy. Maybe he's a very nice, smart, hard working person, and I'm just, I don't like him because I don't know, I don't see anything. I'm the one. So I tried with that. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm, skewed. I don't like him. I don't like his acting. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe he's a good actor. Maybe on the other hand, he doesn't know, like Ben Stiller, his father, actor. He's an actor, and many other artists like this. Lenny Kravitz, his mom was something again. You can find him everywhere, but that usually makes you lose your value. You could be very talented and have both parents, actors or whatever they are, because then we talk about genes and we get into the very, 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 very dangerous area if we talk about the gene. And you know, if you go to epigenetics, then we go in deeper, deeper, deeper problem. Epigenetics, look into that. Uh, okay, so maybe epigenetics was at work for Penn. I believe that, but I can't see it in him. But that's me, that's subjective. Okay, but I looked into his in his biography, and he doesn't seem to be a very loyal, a very good decision making person. I think he's very and he's very violent. I didn't read the part where he got problems with other directors and other actors. He got in violent, could look sexually arising for some females, but for me it's just a lack of self-discipline. Sorry. So that's for this right now. I spent almost 22 minutes of my life plus looking for this article for this known value. So I apologize, and this minutes nobody will give it to you back or give it to me back. I apologize. Stay smart, strong, look for the truth, and be just. Ciao.